globe to talk about nations, to talk about presidents, and gave me the capacity and the boldness to actually speak things and they come to pass when it comes to global issues. So the prophet angel you see now is a result of Pastor Chris. He's a vibration, he's a system.
Hello, welcome to Gospel Connect TV. All right, in this video, Prophet Urbert said something you might want to hear. He said something about Pastor Chris. All right, as you all know, a few days back, some days ago, apparently was the birthday celebration for Pastor Chris, and a few powerful ministers also were there, as well as Prophet Urbert. So he said something I see to be something that you can find in every man of God. It takes a man of God with humility to say all the things he have just said about Pastor Chris Oyakhilome. I just want you to watch this video. Tell me what you have to say, what's your submission, what you have to tell about this video. And if this is your first time of coming to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel.
My testimony is a very long one, and I just realized that on this pulpit we are not allowed to move around. But there is no way you can tell a testimony with Pastor Chris and remain standing and be sober and just be here. It's not possible. Most of you and those that know Urbert and BB Angel don't know that our roots start with Pastor Chris. I remember one year we were, and I'm going to make it very, very quickly because the time. I remember one day we were just sitting there, New Year's Eve, and Pastor decreed that it was going to be the year of the Spirit. And to cut the story long short, the long story short, we had his hand outstretched towards the screen. And I didn't expect anything to happen than I expected to be the first person to land on the moon. And we were hit, me and my wife were hit by the anointing. And we hit the walls of the place that we were in a place called Chesapeake in Ipswich, United Kingdom. But you see, we had spent a whole year with my wife trying to call the numbers on the screens of the Love World television network, just trying to see how we can connect with the men of God. But our connection that we needed was mainly physical, not spiritual. We didn't know that because we were more of we need to see the men of God. So we left this idea of spiritual connection. Whatever revelation you see is what the men of God is like. Fast forward a few years, when I got to know the man of God and to be in his presence, I realized I wasted time. Because the person I was seeing on TV and the revelation he was speaking on TV is actually the way the man lives. I was so shocked because for me, I realized I wasted time. But I remember when we started the ministry, I copied word for word the message, Partakers of the Divine Nature. That was my first message when we opened our ministry. First message. And I remember ministering heavily. And then I said something that I wasn't supposed to say. I said, bring people with wheelchairs, everything, next week. Somebody believed me. And I remember we were 14. And I'm looking at my numbers now. The following week, we are about 12. I said, where are 2 of my members? In the middle of the sermon, I see someone enter using their back like this, entering the church. I said, why are they entering in reverse? They're the lady in a wheelchair. I said, these people believe me too much. I just copied one sermon. Now this person believes me that I can raise someone from a wheelchair. I remember I preached another message from Pastor Chris again. And then I said, let me lay hands on the lady in a wheelchair. I remember all my members fell under the power. No, not under the power. I think no one wanted to be there to witness a failure. So I went there, I laid my hands, and I see everyone fall under the power. I said, these people are lying to me. Then I said exactly how Pastor said it. Nothing happened. I stepped back and I could hear God telling me the message. There is something behind his message. That is not just words. There is power in those words. I repented right there, and God gave me message and said, go back again. Lay hands on that woman. She was 82 years old and a Jewish woman. You know, when a Jewish woman, these people, they won't help a brother. They won't even try to walk. They won't even try to do anything. So I went there, laid hands, and she stood up. Right there, I realized there was something in the message that I had not realized. And to cut the long story short, when we came here, I remember getting to the venue there, and I looked around and they were taking me all over the place. I said, what? I had 60 branches, you know, and me and my wife were like, 60 branches is a big thing. Then we started hearing thousands. We started seeing thousands of only pastors. That's when I said, I think pastor was called and then pastor called me. Because for somebody to have this impact, and then 60 turned to 200 branches in 1 year. Then the following year we were 300 branches. Then the year after that we were 400 branches. As I speak to you now, we are over 771 branches with 3.2 million registered members. When you understand the impact of Pastor Chris over our lives, you realize one thing. Even those that had known me in the prophetic, and some that are around the world that would say the prophetic dispensation and the custodian of that prophetic was given to some of us, you realize one thing: I was too local to be global. I had so much in the prophetic, but it was limited. It was simply localized. I could speak to people, I would prophesy to them individually. But Pastor Chris' impact got me to see nations, to see the globe, to talk about nations, to talk about presidents, and gave me the capacity and the boldness to actually speak things, and they come to pass when it comes to global issues. So the prophet angel you see now is a result of Pastor Chris. He's a vibration, he's a system